in every man's life when he looks around and sees only closed doors. He knocks, he pushes, he cries out, and still nothing opens. His efforts echo back at him in silence. It is in these moments, the ones that seem the darkest, the most uncertain, that the greatest test of faith takes place. It is not a test of how strong you are physically. It is not a test of intelligence, or how many books you've read or degrees you've earned. It is a test of how deeply you believe that there is a divine plan for your life, that behind every no, there is a greater yes waiting, and it is coming, if only you don't quit before the right door opens. You see, the doors you thought were meant for you, the job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers were never the right doors. They were detours. Detours to protect you, to guide you, to develop you. You weren't being rejected, you were being redirected. And if you knew what was on the other side of the right door, you would thank God for every door that didn't open. The human mind is impatient. It wants results. It wants guarantees. It wants to see before it believes. But the spiritual mind, the mind attuned to the infinite, knows that belief precedes sight. You have to believe the door will open before it opens. You must walk as though it is already unlocked. You must live with a spirit of expectancy, even when there's no sign of a breakthrough. How many people stop just inches away from the door that was about to swing wide open? How many abandon their dreams because it didn't happen in their timing? Let me tell you something. Divine timing is never late. It is never early. It is always on time. But you must stay in the hallway long enough to witness the door opening. Fear, doubt, and worry, these are the thieves of destiny. They sneak in quietly. They whisper lies. They say, "You're not good enough. You've missed your chance. It's too late." But none of that is true. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are exactly where you are supposed to be for your growth, your preparation, your refinement. You must understand that closed doors are not punishments. They are protections. Sometimes God doesn't open the door because you're not ready for what's on the other side. And other times you're ready, but what's on the other side isn't ready for you. Either way, the delay is divine. The detour is purposeful. Every rejection is a redirection. This is where faith comes in, not the kind of faith that merely hopes things will work out, but the kind that knows they will, deep in your bones. Faith that moves you forward when logic tells you to sit still. Faith that makes you prepare for rain even when the sky is clear. Faith that builds the ark before there's any sign of a flood. Let me ask you something. What do you do while you're waiting in the hallway? Do you complain? Do you get bitter? Do you stop trying? Or do you grow? Do you build? Do you become the kind of person who will thrive once the door opens? Because here's the secret, the real blessing isn't just in the opportunity itself. It's in who you become on the way to it. The waiting season is the working season. You don't wait passively. You wait actively. You develop your mind. You sharpen your skills. You refine your character. You clean the clutter from your heart. So when that door opens, and it will, you're not just ready to walk through it. You're ready to own it. Don't rush the process. When you force a door open, you walk into a room not meant for you. And in that room, you'll find confusion, chaos, and disappointment. But when you let the right door open at the right time, you walk into alignment, and alignment is powerful. Alignment is when preparation meets opportunity. It is when your gifts meet their assignment. It is when purpose kisses destiny. Some people look at the locked doors in their lives and give up. They say, maybe it wasn't meant for me. But don't mistake temporary silence for permanent denial. God is not ignoring you. He's building something behind the scenes. He's aligning people, circumstances, and timing in a way you could never orchestrate on your own. And when it's ready, when you're ready, the door will open, and not even hell itself will be able to shut it. There are blessings in the waiting that only patience can uncover. There is wisdom in the silence that only stillness can access. If everything opened when you wanted it to, you'd walk into rooms unprepared. And unprepared blessings can become burdens, but prepared blessings, they lift you, they elevate you, they push you closer to your highest calling. Stop worrying, stop asking, when will it happen? Start asking, who am I becoming while I wait? Because if you focus on becoming the kind of person who is worthy of the door will find you. You won't have to chase it. It will open to you effortlessly because you will be the key. Too often we envy others who walk through their doors before us. We say, look how easy it is for them, but you don't know what battles they fought, and more importantly, you don't know what battles they'll face on the other side of that door. Everyone's timing is different. Your door is custom, designed for you. It will not fit anyone else, and no one else's door will fit you. You must trust that. You must live in peace. Peace is power. When you're calm, you can hear divine instructions. When you're anxious, you miss them. Worry is wasted energy. It changes nothing except your mood, your health, and your clarity. But peace attracts wisdom, it attracts favor, it aligns your spirit with God's plan. So when you pray, don't just ask for open doors, ask for discernment. Not every open door is a good door. Some are distractions, some are traps, some are disguised detours. But when God opens a door, it will come with peace. It will come with clarity. It will come with confirmation after confirmation. You won't need to force it. You won't need to beg. You won't have to manipulate. You'll just know that knowing is divine. It's the voice within you that says, this is the way, walk in it. And when you do, everything will shift. Doors you didn't knock on will swing open. Opportunities you didn't ask for will come. People you never imagined meeting will appear, and you'll realize it wasn't about striving. It was about surrendering. Understand this, you can't out. Plan God, you can't out. Strategize the divine. You can plan and you should. But hold your plans loosely, hold your purpose tightly. Don't marry the path, marry the mission, because the path will change, it must. Growth demands change, and often the right door is hidden behind a wall of pain, confusion, and uncertainty. Break through it with faith as your hammer and patience as your chisel. The right door will not just change your situation, it will change you. It will align your gifts with needs. It will take your pain and turn it into purpose. It will validate your journey and give meaning to every moment you thought was wasted. And you'll look back not with regret, but with reverence. Reverence for the delays, the denials, the detours, because they led you to something greater. There is no greater tragedy than quitting before your moment. You owe it to yourself to keep going. You owe it to the vision you were given. You owe it to the promise whispered in the silence of your soul. Hold on, you are closer than you think. The door is already being prepared, and when it opens, it will not be a crack. It will not be a struggle. It will be wide, effortless, unmistakable. Live today not in worry, but in expectation. Expect favor, expect provision, expect the door, because the moment you do, you align yourself with the frequency of the divine. And when that happens, miracles aren't rare, they become your new normal. Let the others rush, let them panic, let them chase, you walk in peace. You stand in faith. You trust the timing, because the door you've been praying for, working toward, and waiting on, it's real. It's coming, and it's yours, so don't worry. God will open the right door, and when He does, everything will make sense. All you must do now is stay ready, keep walking, keep believing, keep building. And when the moment comes, walk through that door like you were born for it, because you were. Every day that you rise, remind yourself, I am not waiting in vain, I am waiting in training. There's a difference. The man who waits in vain becomes idle, but the man who waits in training becomes invincible, because he knows something the world doesn't, that his present condition does not reflect his permanent position. He may not be where he wants to be yet, but he is becoming what he was born to be. The world will try to convince you that if it's not happening fast, it's not happening at all. But anything of value takes time. Diamonds don't form in seconds. Oaks don't grow overnight. Masterpieces are not painted in a rush, and destinies are not fulfilled through shortcuts. So when it feels slow, remember, slow is smooth, and smooth is powerful. God is not interested in quick results. He is interested in deep roots. And deep roots can only grow in silence, in patience, in hidden places. There's a sacred power in unseen preparation. While others are busy being seen, trying to prove themselves, trying to rush into success, you prepare in private. You pray in silence. You build in the shadows, because you know the day will come when what is hidden will be revealed, and what is prepared will be promoted. But it must be built first in the unseen. Too many people pray for the door, but few prepare for what's on the other side. What use is an open door if you step through it unprepared, unhealed, unfocused? An open door without inner stability is a recipe for destruction. That is why your focus must be on the inner work on character, on discipline, on alignment, because the opportunity you're praying for requires a stronger version of you than you've ever been. So while you wait, build your mind, build your routine, build your integrity, become immovable in your principles. Let your values be unshakable, because when God opens the right door, He's not just blessing you, He's trusting you. Trusting you to walk through with humility, trusting you to honor the responsibility, trusting you to not forget who you are and who brought you there. The ego will tell you that when the door opens, it's because you earned it. The Spirit will tell you that when the door opens, it's because grace carried you. Walk through the right door with reverence, not arrogance, with gratitude, not entitlement. That attitude, that awareness is what keeps the door open and opens others beyond it. Some doors will come disguised as problems. Don't miss that, because sometimes the opportunity isn't shiny and obvious. It comes looking like inconvenience. It comes wrapped in challenge. It shows up as something that requires courage. Don't turn away from discomfort too quickly. It may be the very thing that leads you into the next level of your purpose. God doesn't always open the door to comfort. Often, He opens the door to calling, and your calling will stretch you. It will require you to rise. It will call you to shed the old version of yourself. It will challenge everything small about you, your fear, your excuses, your limitations. And it will awaken everything great in you, your faith, your fight, your fire. There is something being stirred in you even now, a holy discontent, a restlessness that says, "There's more for me." That is not anxiety, that is alignment. That is your soul being pulled toward its appointed place. Don't ignore it, don't suppress it, follow it. It is the evidence that the door is not far away, but even as it nears, don't stop doing the work, because the next door will demand a higher standard. What you tolerated in the last season will not be allowed in the next. The habits you once excused must now be corrected. The distractions you once entertained must now be eliminated. You must become fiercely focused, because your door is not just about access, it's about assignment. You were not created to knock on doors forever. You were created to own rooms, to shift atmospheres, to speak with authority, to serve with excellence, to shine light in dark places. But the version of you that can do that work, that divine, disciplined, destined version, must be forged now. Before the door, in the quiet, in the waiting, do not despise this season. Do not curse the hallway. Do not envy others whose doors opened first. Their story is not your story. Their calling is not your calling. Their timeline is not your timeline. Comparison is the enemy of clarity. It fogs your vision. It poisons your spirit. Stay in your lane. Keep your eyes on your path. Your door is custom, fit for your purpose. And when it opens, it will not be too late. It will be right on time. Keep your spirit clean. Keep your hands busy. Keep your ears tuned to the frequency of faith. God whispers before He announces. And if you're not listening closely, you might miss the instruction that leads you to the door. It may come through a stranger, a scripture, a sudden idea, a dream in the night. Don't discount the small signs. They are seeds. Follow them, and above all, be bold. Fear has stolen more destinies than failure ever has. You may feel afraid. You may feel uncertain. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's walking forward in spite of it. It's saying, even if I don't have all the answers, I trust the one who does. That trust is magnetic. It draws the right people, the right timing, the right doors, and when you reach the moment when the knob turns and the light breaks through, you'll realize it was never about the door. It was about becoming the kind of person who would know how to walk through it, how to carry what's on the other side, how to stand in that room and not shrink. Because you're not meant to just enter, you're meant to expand. Shall I continue further in the same tone and flow, and as you expand, you must remember expansion comes with pressure. With new rooms come new responsibilities. With higher ground comes thinner air. You will need stronger lungs, a clearer mind, and a grounded heart. That's why the waiting room matters. It's not a punishment, it's preparation for pressure. It's where your roots are driven deeper, so your reach can stretch higher without collapsing under the weight of your own blessing. Do not despise the pressure. Pressure is the proof of growth. It means you are being made into someone worthy of what's next. The higher the calling, the deeper the crushing, and every ounce of crushing is producing something eternal within you: humility, strength, clarity, maturity. These are not accidental traits. They are forged with intention, under tension. Every no you've faced has carved a layer of ego off of you. Every unanswered prayer has made you quieter in spirit and sharper in focus. Every disappointment has drilled deeper into your character, and that is the work no one sees, but heaven counts every inch of it. The process is sacred, and so is your pain. There will be moments when the door looks like it's opening only to close again, and those moments will test your trust in a way success never could. Will you still believe when it looks like God said almost, but not now? Will you still press forward, even with no clear end in sight? Or will you let temporary resistance rob you of eternal promise? The mature mind does not flinch at delay. It doesn't waver when the conditions change, because it knows the truth. Circumstances may shift, but calling remains. Destiny doesn't dissolve because of delay. Purpose doesn't cancel because of pressure. You were designed with divine architecture, and the door that's assigned to you cannot be claimed by another. It is sealed with your name. And sealed doors don't open with worry, they open with unwavering faith. That's why your internal posture matters more than your external progress. You can look stagnant to the world and still be in motion in the spirit. You can be quiet on the surface while deep transformation is occurring below. Roots grow underground, mountains rise in silence, oceans shift far before the waves reach the shore, and so it is with you. You must not judge your season based on visibility. Sometimes the greatest seasons are hidden. Sometimes heaven builds in secret, and when it reveals what it has built, people will call it sudden. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't sudden. It was sacred. It was slow. It was structured. It was silent because it was strong. The right door opens only when what's behind it has been fortified. So while you walk through today, carry yourself as if the door is already open. That is not delusion, that is decision. It is a decision to behave now like the man or woman you will need to be on the other side. The way you carry your today determines how you'll stand in your tomorrow. Excellence is not something you put on after the door opens. It's what causes the door to open in the first place. Do not waste this season waiting passively. Use it with ruthless discipline. Wake up with purpose. Move with focus. Speak with intention. Let your yes be firm and your no be final. There is no time to entertain distractions dressed as opportunities. There is no space to carry weights that weaken your momentum. Everything you say yes to must bring you closer to what you were born to walk into. And when doubt rises because it will, you confront it. You say, I don't need proof, I have promise. You say, my faith is not based on sight, it is based on vision. You don't negotiate with fear. You don't argue with anxiety. You speak to it with the authority of someone who knows where they're going. That kind of conviction cannot be faked. It is built in long nights, in silent prayers, in the depths of spiritual wrestling. And once it's built, nothing can shake it. People will wonder why you're so calm, why you're not panicking like them, Why, you're not rushing, not forcing, not compromising, and you'll simply smile because you know. You know the door is coming, you know it's divine, you know it will open at the precise moment it's meant to, and you also know that worrying about it will not make it open faster. You can't manipulate timing, but you can master preparation. And preparation is the power play. Preparation says, even if the door opened today, I'm ready. Preparation says, I'm not waiting for motivation, I'm moving with mission. Preparation is what separates those who knock timidly from those who step boldly into destiny. You weren't born to wander in hallways forever. You weren't born to chase what's not yours. You were born to be called in, summoned into spaces that no resume could explain, no degree could qualify, no connection could grant. You were born to be positioned, not just promoted, because promotion is man-made, but positioning, that's divine. There will be moments when the world forgets you, overlooks you, even mocks your stillness. Let them. What they see as stillness is spiritual strategy. You are being positioned by hands greater than your own, by a timing more perfect than any you could plan. And the one who walks by faith doesn't panic when nothing moves, he rejoices, because he knows God is doing more in the silence than man could do with a shout. Keep working, keep building, keep believing. You're not waiting on man, you're not waiting on luck, you're not waiting on timing alone, you're waiting on alignment, and alignment will not let you miss what belongs to you. And alignment is not something you stumble into, it is something you train for. It is a daily discipline. It is choosing every single day to rise above distraction, to silence the noise of doubt, and to act like a vessel that knows it is being prepared for something holy. You see, when you truly understand that God is orchestrating your life, you stop chasing and start cultivating. You begin to walk with a quiet authority, not arrogance authority, because you are no longer desperate to prove yourself. You are simply committed to becoming yourself. You are no longer trying to impress the world. You are trying to obey the whisper that says, this is the way, walk in it. And so you walk. With patience, with peace, with purpose. Even if your hands are still empty, your heart is full. Even if the door hasn't opened yet, your soul knows it will. That's the power of faith. It doesn't need proof to move. It doesn't need signs to stand. Faith walks forward when logic says stop. It keeps building when others tear down, and it stays faithful when others fall away. That's the kind of spirit. The right door responds to the spirit that refuses to fold when pressure rises. The spirit that doesn't complain in the waiting, but prepares, because it understands, the greater the destiny, the longer the refining. And if God is taking his time, it's only because he's building something that will last beyond you. You're not being prepared for a moment, you're being prepared for a mantle, and mantles require maturity. They require you to be the same in secret as you are in public, to speak truth when it's uncomfortable, to walk away when it's tempting, to stay when it's lonely, to move when it's unclear. These are the silent victories that shape the soul. The world may not see them, but heaven does, and heaven rewards what is done in faith. So don't measure your progress by the applause. Don't look for validation from people who don't even know your purpose. You weren't called to fit in. You weren't called to walk like everyone else. You were called to walk by faith, not by sight. And faith doesn't always make sense, but it always makes history. Every time you show up without seeing the full picture, history is being made. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, history is being made. Every time you sow in silence, love in secret. Forgive without being asked, you are becoming the kind of person that the right door can't ignore. Because some doors don't open because of what's in your hand, they open because of what's in your heart. And the heart must be forged through fire before it can carry the weight of real calling. You see, the higher you rise, the heavier the mantle becomes. That's why God must stretch you in obscurity. If he gave you the weight before the strength, it would crush you. So let him build you, let him stretch you, let him correct you, let him remove the things that don't serve your future. Don't hold on to what he's trying to prune. Every act of surrender makes room for the next level. And every level comes with a test. Don't fear the test, pass it. Pass it with humility. Pass it with patience, pass it with faith, and when you look around and see others getting opportunities, walking through doors you prayed for, don't let envy poison your heart. Celebrate them, bless them, because their blessing doesn't block yours. In fact, it's evidence that God is in the neighborhood. If He's doing it for someone else, He's still in the business of opening doors. And your turn is coming not by force, not by luck, not by manipulation, but by divine alignment. And when it comes, when the right door swings open, walk through it with reverence, not fear, not pride. Reverence because you'll know it wasn't by might, it wasn't by power, it wasn't by perfect timing or flawless execution. It was by grace, by favor, by the quiet, relentless preparation that no one saw, but God honored. And it will feel familiar not because you've been there before, but because you've prepared for it. You'll walk through that threshold not as a stranger, but as someone who belongs, because God never opens a door you're not ready for. He may delay it, He may reroute it, but He will not deny it if it's yours. And what's yours doesn't need to be forced. It flows. Let the others chase. Let the others panic. Let them run door to door. You wait in the presence of purpose. You sit in the sanctuary of stillness. You rise each day with excellence, integrity, and quiet expectation, because you know that one day, without striving, without warning, the right door will swing wide, and all of heaven will say, now. And when that day comes, when the door opens, don't look back in regret at the waiting, the struggle, the silence. You will understand it all. You will see why it had to take time, why it had to be that door and not another, why the delays weren't denials, they were divine direction. You will walk through with clarity, with authority, with peace. And you will not tremble, because you'll know this is not luck, this is not coincidence, this is destiny meeting preparation. This is what happens when faith refuses to bow to fear. This is what it looks like when a soul chooses trust over worry, alignment over anxiety, obedience over outcome. So don't worry, don't rush, don't fear, because when it's the right door, God will open it. And when He does, no man can shut it, no delay can stop it, no enemy can block it. So live like it's coming. Prepare like it's tomorrow, and believe with everything in you. The right door will open, and when it does, you will be ready.